I'm not here for $1 billion life, but I want a life that feels rich to me by my own definition. And if you want, come along for this really uncomfortable journey. There are 99 days until my 32nd birthday. I'm not where I thought I would be. When I was graduating high school, I definitely thought that I would be married with kids by 27, but life had different plans. Instead, I went to university, but couldn't afford to do university full time. So I got a job, but then I got really good at my job. So I opted for my career over finishing my degree, which only had 2 classes left to complete. So I became a college dropout. But my career was taking off in such a pace that it didn't even matter. By the time I decided to leave my job as a financial controller, I already had so much experience that I created my own operational consulting company. I was sponsored. I was in conversations with angel investors. I was doing killer kick butt things. But I also built the wrong company. Have you ever heard the statement that says, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should? That's what I did. I've been capable and competent most of my entire life. And that doesn't necessarily mean that I do things that light me up or make me excited or even have me feel healthy. I ended up creating a business that left me physically ill. And so I did a very taboo thing and I walked away from it. And I went back into corporate in a job that I was vastly overqualified for, but I just wanted a regular paycheck, something that was simple and ordinary to do while I figured out my next business. At that time, I had already certified as a coach because I thought that was an excellent way of doing my own personal growth and development. If I got the coach's training, then I would get the coach's level of insights and guidance. And I definitely did. So while I went back to corporate, I focused on taking my coaching seriously. Was I really going to build a coaching company? I didn't know, but I thought it was worth a try. And now I have a wonderful coaching brand. But unfortunately, old patterns die hard. See, if there's one thing about business is that we're very good at replicating other people's formulas. That's effectively the pattern that I have pursued over and over again with getting really good at a job that I didn't enjoy and creating a business that I didn't love, was that I just replicated proven formulas. But is success in a business enough? Is financial success enough? Or is there a sense of fulfillment that's actually required? And then we get into the question of what is fulfillment? For me, it's that I went to bed satisfied that day. And in my coaching company, I had that for a period of time until I didn't. At the end of last year, I started going through what I call my license to print process, which allows me to reflect on all the different offers and programs that I've had and feel into whether or not they're energetically expansive or contracted in my body. As I did that, I became very aware that I had built a business that was successful by all objective measures, but I wasn't satisfied in. And so I knew something needed to change. But change does not happen quickly. In fact, there's a reason why Ross Geller yells, pivot, pivot, pivot 1,000 times. And it is now 9 months into the year, and I am no closer to having actually pivoted. So last night, when I had been just sitting on the couch, not particularly thinking about anything, not trying to figure out anything, I just got this hit to open up Google and ask how many days until my birthday. And it was exactly 100. And in that moment, I realized that there's a shit ton of life that can change in 100 days. Because if I look at my journey, whether it was from being in corporate and to creating my own consultancy, to going back to corporate, to focusing on creating my coaching company, those changes happened very quickly. So why is it that this whole last year has felt stagnant, still, almost like I couldn't create anything to save my life? Well, now push has come to shove. I need to do something. I've applied for jobs. I've revised my resume. I have tried and tried again at very different things, but maybe the lack of consistency on my end has been what's missing. So with 99 days left of this journey towards turning 32, the age my mom was when she had me, there are moments that I'm going to have to face some grief, that this vision that I had of myself is not possible. There's going to be moments of excitement when I realize that I'm creating things I didn't know I could simply because I showed up to do so. And I'm bringing you along on the ride with me because this is one of those moments that people don't get to see a lot of. The pivot isn't pretty. It's humbling and uncomfortable. And a lot of people want everything to be pretty packaged. And this is just a phase of life that's not. And so while I do everything unscripted and pretty unprepared, even though it's mildly edited because I enjoy doing that as a hobby, I don't know what I'm doing. But I also don't want to know. I want to see what can happen in 100 days of just showing up. 100 days of being willing to change my body by working out, doing breath work, taking care of it by feeding it nourishing foods. And what could happen to my business if I just lean in for me, not for a formula that has been proven effective time and time again, but for the formula that exists within me, because the business that I want to create is one that fulfills me. It's one that may not make $1 million, but it keeps my bills paid. It keeps me fed. It keeps charities that I want to contribute to going. I'm not here for $1 billion life, but I want a life that feels rich to me by my own definition. And if you want, come along for this really uncomfortable journey. Because here's what I do know. In the next 99 days, I am committed to effortless wellness. Does that mean that I'm going to be rigid and measuring macros? No. But that does mean that every day I'm going to ask myself, how do I want to eat today? How do I want to move my body today? How do I want to expand my lungs, take care of my energy, and just treat it with a lot less intensity than I have before? Effortless wellness is about bringing the mentality that wellness is effortless. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to put in an effort when I'm working out, but it means that the choice to work out is effortless. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to put intentionality behind cooking and chopping my vegetables. It just means that the choice to cook is effortless. But in conjunction with this journey of effortless wellness over the next 99 days to transform my life, I'm also going to be posting here on YouTube to bring you along in the journey for all the things that I'm learning as it relates to my business. Because as an entrepreneur or someone who's self-employed, if you're looking to change your life, you kind of have to change your business. They don't get to be entirely separate. And as much as my private coach would like me to have them be completely separate, there's just a truth within me that I almost don't want them to be. I want my clients to come to me because they're learning how to trust themselves. And what better way for you to see it as reflected in myself? I'm trusting myself that over the next 99 days, my life is going to completely change. For the worse, for the better, who knows? But that I'm going to trust myself regardless of what does. No better way to bring in new clients than that, in my perspective anyways. So here's day 99, where I woke up, I ate cottage cheese and nectarines, which is my favorite breakfast food. And I made myself a coffee. I took my dog for a walk. I did my EFT practice in the craziest wind. I walked home, and then I got on my computer and for whatever reason decided to revise one of my sales pages for one of my programs that I'm relaunching in October. Revised a sales page, sent out an email, uploaded videos on YouTube. And then by the afternoon, I just felt so satisfied with what got done that I was ready for lunch. So I reheated something from yesterday, which was like barbecue chicken, corn, and potatoes. Took my dog for a walk again in the crazy wind. I saw a blue heron. At least that's what I think it is. What's funny is this was the symbol that I asked for after my grandfather passed away. This is what was on my tarot card of temperance when I would pull it asking for guidance. So what better way to begin this journey? By the time I came home, I decided I was going to make dinner, and I tried to make this potato hash with chorizo sausage. And honestly, it wasn't great. It did not taste good, but I have leftovers. So I'm going to try it again tomorrow, but I'm going to toss them in the oven and hopefully that changes things. And then I gave myself a nice hot chocolate with coconut syrup. So it's kind of like drinking a Bounty bar. After dinner, I did my workout. Now, let me tell you, it is the most shameful and embarrassing attempt at Pilates I have ever witnessed in my life. And I tried to record it, but it was just very embarrassing. So I didn't even get it all. But I didn't realize like how weak some parts of my body are, because here I've been playing volleyball or going to boxing, or even I've done reformer Pilates, but here I am trying to do little circles with my arms and I'm dying. Also, I should probably go to my chiropractor because there's some clicking in my back that is so not okay. And then I took my dog for another walk. And then I decided that I was going to come do this video. So as I do each episode, what I would really love for you is to chime in with any questions, any thoughts, any comments. It gives me some insights of the things that you guys want to see as I'm kind of just figuring it all out right now. I do know that I want to do an episode on what are some of the foods that I'm eating, what are some of the exercises that I'm doing, and sharing some of the free platform or free videos that I'm taking from YouTube as like my workouts, my breath work practices, and sharing those resources with you guys. I think that'll be really helpful. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm rambling at this point, but this is me getting over my fear of YouTube. This is me getting over my fear of just live streaming content. This is me getting over my fear of doing things unplanned and just showing up for 100 days. And so far, I think I'm doing okay.